Hi friends, Coach Rochelle here. I wanted to make a little more personalized video today and talk to you a little bit about my fitness journey and hope that you can get some insight from what I share. So I've always loved fitness, and long before I was a certified personal trainer, which I have been for 9 years. I've been certified. Years before that, I loved fitness, I loved exercise, and I did a lot of things that were more impact on my joints. I did a lot of step aerobics. All right, I'm an 80s girl, and so I was doing things like that. And finally, uh, my joints weren't feeling so well anymore. And as life happened, I was starting to really lose track of being vigilant about my health and um, not really moving as much as I was. And, finally, there were two babies, and I'm taking care of my kids, my husband, my home. And I really lost track. And I can't believe that I did. But I can see how absolutely easy it is to just go off track and not even be focused and not even seeing that you're going down the wrong path. So by the time I was about 37, I realized that I had gained a lot of weight. I was not putting time into planning when I was going to be exercising, and the stuff I was doing was hurting me. And I just thought, well, what am I going to do? I don't want to stay out of shape. I was worried I needed to be around for these kids. So I said, all right, Rochelle, you need to do what you have not done before. I really put a lot of thought into the process before I started. And I thought, okay, so what have I not done? And it came down to two big changes that I made in my life. And of course, this was before I was a certified trainer. What I changed was in my diet, I went for leaner protein. I had not put fish in my diet as a regular staple. I would just do it, every now and then. I decided that needed to be in there, and the other leaner sources of protein as well. And so I made that change where it was at least once a week. The other big change that I made is that I picked up a dumbbell for the first time. And that transformed my life. So not just my body, but my brain, my attitude, how I carry myself, what I know I can expect of myself, being able to push myself where I didn't think I could go, or where I am afraid to go. I push myself, and I do it despite my fear. And that all started by picking up my dumbbell for the first time. I started with a 2-pound single dumbbell, and I was just focused on learning form. And then eventually I was working with a little bit heavier, but I really focused a lot on form. So I really have to say I stuck with some of the lighter a little bit longer than I probably should have. But I really am very focused on form for myself and for those I coach. So I stuck with 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 10-pound dumbbells were a good challenge for me through those first couple of years. And then I made a huge change in the fat loss. Oh, so I didn't even tell you about how much weight I had gained. So I went from about 122, 125, up to 150. And that might not seem like a whole lot, but I am 5'1" and 3/4, and my joints were hurting. I was hurting in ways I've never even hurt since. So the weight was really detrimental. My blood pressure, there were a lot of changes on the inside, not just the outside. Which is why I forgot to tell you about the change on the outside, what was happening. Because I could see there were a lot of things that were changing on the inside, and then when I finally decided to change, oh wow, the stuff that was happening on the inside was more impactful and transformative. And then it kind of went from the inside out. And that's really the way you want fitness to be. I know we get caught up and we want it to go on from the outside in. No, it has to be from the inside out. So those changes, leaner protein, and I was also looking at other areas of my diet and the things I was doing then. I can't even believe I was doing them, that I was thinking that was healthy. So you have to kind of always reassess and what is okay and what your body tolerates at 35 or 37 or 38. It's not what it's necessarily going to tolerate at 40 or 45 or at 50. So those were things that absolutely transformed my life. So when I talk about diet, nutrition, I want to say this is what worked for me. You have to experiment to see what works for you. So that was the main change that I noticed in my life, and then others followed with my nutrition. And then, of course, with the movement, I started weight training. And absolutely fountain of youth right there. So, I'll have to be sharing some pictures later, but I'm telling you, at 50 years old now, I turned 50 in March, I feel better and have better control over what's going on in my body, better than I ever have. And it is amazing, and it is possible. It is possible for you too. You have to just plan. You put the focus into it. You put a lot of thought into, why am I here? I owned that I made those choices that got me way off track. I didn't put any blame on anyone or anything. No one was forcing that food in my mouth or telling me to, keep my butt on the couch, or when I was tired of doing all of my chores as a mom and a wife, be on the couch. I was making myself do that. I was choosing it. So you have to take ownership of it, and then you decide what you want to do, and then you put that intention behind your actions. And because I had always loved exercise and I was fit for all those years, I knew I could get back on track. Now I kind of regret not getting a coach, but I knew that I had to do what I had not done before. And maybe it was meant to be. I have always loved exercise and wanted to share health and wellness with other people. And I think it was just meant to be that I traveled that road alone. And I did get information and advice. And anyhow, those were the things that absolutely transformed my life. And then 2 years after becoming fit, that is when I decided I wanted to help others with transforming their lives through healthy habits, nutrition, and movement, specifically strength training. So it took me about 15 months. It was just slightly over a year to go from being very out of shape and having all that extra body fat. I was not technically obese on like a BMI chart, but to me, I was obese. That was way too much weight for my frame. on the BMI, I was considered more like an over fat. But to me, I was obese. And so anyhow, it took me 15 months. I worked that fat off, and strength training absolutely helped with that. It was not all about cardio. I'm telling you, I made most of my movement with some kind of strength training or some strength element, and it changed my life. It changed everything. And so it took 15 months, and then about 2 years after that, I decided I wanted to share this with other people, and I became a certified personal trainer through the National Strength and Conditioning Association. And since then, I have really wanted to focus on people who are near 50 and beyond. That has always been my focus, because I'm very focused and interested in how to keep the body healthy through the decades, not just a short term, but absolutely throughout your life for better quality of life. And so it is actually almost 10 years since I started my journey becoming a certified trainer. And that started actually this month. 10 years ago I started. It was about a year program, 10 months or so. And I just turned 50, and I feel absolutely amazing. And I wanted to just share that information with you. Make those adjustments in your nutrition. Focus on what works for your body. Take that time to notice how your body reacts to certain foods. Take them away and then bring them back about 4 to 6 weeks later. Through that elimination process, you will know the foods that are best for you. That is the way I give advice on nutrition, not to prescribe to a certain diet or a fad diet. It has to work for you and you alone. And then strength training, you have to not be intimidated to pick up the weights. Start small. Learn that form. There's a lot of ways to learn your form. The best thing for you to do is to hire a coach, and I'm telling you, watch it transform your life, your mind, everything. Okay, not just your body, for sure. But you will like what you see with the changes with your body. And you're going to see it. Your doctors are going to see it. You're going to see it in your blood work. You're going to see it in your blood pressure, everything. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope that gives you some insight that I really understand. I understand the struggles, and I understand how easily we can go off track, how fast it happens. So like, share. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below. Tell me, what is your biggest struggle? What is your biggest fitness struggle? All right, especially if you are nearing 50 or you're over 50. Tell me a little bit. All right, thank you for watching. Make it a great day, friends. Bye.